What is up, YouTube viewers? My name is Kiss the Views, and welcome back to KTB Network. Today I'm reacting to Drop the Price. Nintendo screwed up by Geeks and Gamers Jeremy. Let's see what he says. Let's watch. All right, let's turn off this music. Okay.
Drop the price. That is something that Nintendo is going to be hearing a lot over the next 2 months, and they have no one to blame but themselves. Listen, everything that
Right, and before starting this video, I'm even hearing a lot of this nonsense about dropping the price. I'm just not stoked for the release of the Nintendo Switch 2, which seems more like a 1.5 if we're being honest. It's just my excitement is just circling the drain. Yeah.
that they presented at the Nintendo Direct was absolutely fantastic. They knocked it out of the park with the presentation. They presented over 50 games at that presentation.
And at that presentation, go ahead and check it out on my video tabs. It's a bit fast forwarded up to 1.5 just to, because I like to be quick.
Mario Kart being one of the key games that they revealed, Mario Kart World, and it looked phenomenal. Everything was on point with that Direct. But they failed to mention any of the prices. And then we didn't find the prices out until after the Direct. And on top of that, through all the controversy, Nintendo has failed to want to address any of this. And it reminds me of the Wii U. Now, not to say that it's going to be the same results as the Wii U, but the reason that the Wii U happened, and I want to be clear, platform. I was a fan of the Wii U. I bought it opening night. I was there at midnight. I purchased it, and I was a fan of that system, but it failed. And one of the reasons that it failed was that
I would never. I'm not the type of person to wait somewhere in the middle of the night for any kind of item. I'm very patient enough to wait 2 weeks, or if I can buy it online, I can. If I can get it digitally, I will. I'm not going to wait outside for a product when I have other things to do, like sleep. But respect to Jeremy and his craft, and hey, if you want to do it, you can.
Nintendo was arrogant.
No judgment.
They were arrogant because of the success of the Wii. And their arrogance blinded them, thinking that they could do no wrong with the follow-up to the Wii. And it ended up biting them in their ass. Right now, arrogance is destroying them right now because they have to figure this out, and they're not even addressing it. You try to play cute, and the internet has responded, and they're not going to let this go. Today, during the Treehouse event, which I was watching, it got completely ruined because the fans took it over, because the fans are not happy. And if you do not address this, Nintendo, it's going to become a problem. Now, I wasn't sure how big of a problem this was until I saw that. I think they delayed it. Now, I stream recorded the chat for a few minutes, and I'm going to play that right now as we're talking. It was brutal what we were witnessing in that chat. But then, as a follow-up to that, you go over, and they have unlisted a live stream. But the
drop the price or I will not buy. Drop the price. I can't afford over $100 a game. Yo, for real.
Live stream has 14,000 dislikes. When it was live, I didn't think that it had that many dislikes, but now that it is completely finished, it has 39,000 upvotes to 14,000 dislikes. People are pissed. And they're pissed because Nintendo is being extremely arrogant. Your games are on point. Your presentation was on point. Everything looked great. But you're not explaining yourself. And they have a great opportunity right now. They have a wonderful opportunity.
Which I suspect won't even be $100. It's going to be $100 for the early access, and some streamers like myself are probably going to fall for it, but I don't think it's going to release at $100. And if it does, people are going to go nuts.
To address this head on. And if they come out and say, hey, guys, look, we didn't give you enough information about Mario Kart World, but we want you to know that we have a 3-phase DLC that's going to be coming out over the next, 3 years. And all of that's going to be included with that $80 price tag. You do that, it all goes away. And not only does it all go away, you actually get a lot of extra credit for that. That would be amazing, whether that was fully intended or if you were doing it as a reaction to the controversy.
The people are just fighting.
I don't know. Now, again, as I've said, personally, I don't even have a problem with this, but the people do. And I have no problem recognizing when a lot of people are upset about it, and I am always going to be on the side of the customer. And people are pissed. It doesn't matter why they're pissed. They are pissed. But I put the sole responsibility at the feet of Nintendo because they and their arrogance are not addressing this, and it's going to bite them in the ass. Now, again, we're not talking about a Wii U failure here. That's not going to happen. but it could hurt them in the long run. And again, I don't think anybody was expecting the Wii U to be the failure that it was after the success of the Wii. Now, the Switch has been a bigger success than the Wii. The Switch is the biggest success that Nintendo's ever had. And on top of that, everything they did, all the third-party development that they have, everything, everybody that's had hands-on with the Switch has had nothing but amazing things to say. You have a perfect opportunity here to take things to an entirely new level. And they've put all the pieces together. But now you've had a stumble. Are you going to react to this, or are you going to continue to let your arrogance blind you and continue to create problems for you? The internet is not going to let this go away. That I know. I've been on the internet long enough to know that if the internet gets their claws into something it doesn't get addressed, they're not going to back down. And the internet has decided that this drop the price situation on Nintendo's videos is where they're going to be. And they completely took over that live stream today. No one was talking about Mario Kart.
I didn't realize my mic was so high.
We're talking about Nintendo's flagship franchise, and they have a game that looks to be potentially one of the best in the series history, and no one is talking about it because everyone is pissed off. And all you need to do is address this. If you address this the right way, not only does it go away, but you actually come out looking better. I personally do not think Nintendo is going to do that, by the way, because Nintendo has a history of putting their heads in the sand. Now, as I said, as a fan of Nintendo, it's a blessing and a curse. Sometimes they do amazingly awesome things, and then other times they make the stupidest decisions known to man. This is the blessing and the curse of being a fan of Nintendo. So we're going to have to see how this all goes about. But one thing for sure is that Nintendo's not very internet savvy. They never have been. I think they just realized what a smartphone was about 3 months ago. Now they have their app. And I really think that the Switch 2 has a lot of good opportunities here, but it can get overrun by this controversy. And it's not because the controversy...
Which is kind of a joke, a comedy, because isn't Nintendo run by the people who are very advanced with technology and more ahead of us as Americans? And you know, isn't it Asian based, right? Japan or something? I'm not sure. Let me know. Correct me down in the comments below. I don't know. Actually, let me look up Nintendo origins. Educate myself right now. Japan. Fuck.
Controversy in isolation is a massive deal. It's your handling of it. And if you continue to mishandle this controversy, Nintendo, it will be a problem for you in the long run.
Oh, my.
You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.
Subscribe to this man, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, but not shocking. Not shocking, to say the least. I knew it was going to happen. I knew there was going to be a lot of pushback for this. I even said it, you know, and hopefully if it continues, the prices will be lowered. They delayed it so far. I'm going to react to that next video. They delayed it because of the tariffs, apparently. Whatever. I guess they need an excuse to backtrack, and they don't want to admit they're wrong, perhaps. But that's been the video. Let me know what you think on the comments down below. Let me know what other gaming videos you want me to react to, and like and subscribe if you vibe. Become a B today, and I'll see you on the live streams. Check me on the live tab, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.